Who wants to share what they are grateful for? Everyone's going to share. So who wants to start? I mean,
Okay. So what are we going to say? Okay, I'll start.
all right.
I think I'm grateful. Yes, thank you. I am grateful, for the ability to look at things differently, honestly, because you can wake up in the same place you were yesterday and have a whole different perspective. And I'm grateful for that. So I'm excited for the day.
Well, in the spirit of a real estate agent, I'm gonna respond by saying, Ann, could you tell me more about that, please?
Absolutely. In terms of perspective, so listen, I'm excited about the opportunities. It is so nice when you wake up and you feel like you really want to tackle your goals. You're aligned with the what you set out to do, because it is in the process of moving forward where the excitement and the joy and the fulfillment comes. So all that to say, adjusting my perspective makes me, facilitates that process. So I'm excited about that. It's a choice, right? A daily choice to make.
That's exactly right. Cool. Yes. Thank you for giving us a little bit more detail. You guys, that's a great example of when somebody says something that is, obviously, there's a lot in there, yet they were relatively vague, right? Then our job is to try to figure out what they're talking about, right? Or make sure that you are hearing their comments like they are meaning for their comments to be heard, right? It's like we've talked about, like, hey, I want a big backyard. Okay, well, a big backyard means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What does it mean to you? Are we talking like 20 acres, or are we talking 10 by 10, or what do you exactly mean by a big yard? Right, 20 acres to somebody, or a big backyard to somebody who grew up on a farm is one thing, but a big backyard to somebody who grew up in an apartment or in Manhattan or something is a different thing.
Right? What's your idea for it? Are you going to garden? Are you going to have a dog? Are you going to just, have a pastoral view? What's the idea of it?
Right. Are we throwing the football back there? Are we having weddings back there? Or you just want to see a bunch of trees, or what? Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. Candace, what are you grateful for?
I am so grateful for yesterday. I feel like that was one of the best get-togethers we've had in PC, and I'm so grateful for those of you who came in and were committed and just moved your business forward. That was not a 1% yesterday. That was like a 45%. So just know you're 45 days ahead of yourself.
I like that a lot. I feel the same way. I'm grateful for that as well. I feel like we never know when that corner is going to be turned. We never know when like that momentum is, like all the planting that we've done and all the thinking and concentration that we've done is really going to create that momentum. And I feel for many of us yesterday, that's exactly what happened. Is we finally it became kind of, how do I want to say this, like kind of culturally normal, if you will, to sit in one place for an entire day and do the same thing, right? And now we see what happened, right? We see the results of that. So I'm just so grateful for you guys having faith in the process and believing that a day full of lead generation and a day full of caring for our people and reaching out to our people can have some pretty phenomenal results. Okay, who's next? We're doing some gratitude here.
Hey, I'll go.
Okay,
all right.
Beautiful.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Yesterday was awesome.
The office.
Really appreciate the fact that we've got great partners that sponsored all this, and I can't wait to hook up my buddy with this crazy Oculus thing. I'm thrilled. He's thrilled. I talked to him last night, and he couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, maybe he wants to buy an investment property or something now.
Yeah. Perhaps.
How about you, Lorinda?
I am grateful. We had an amazing event yesterday. I felt the energy. I'm really grateful that once you and Candace put this together, and I was very grateful for everyone's engagement. It was just an awesome event yesterday, and I really learned a lot and got a lot out of it.
All right. Well, again, in the spirit of getting some more detail, what do you think the biggest lesson was from yesterday for you, Lorinda?
For me personally, just do it. Don't, keep fear to the side. Don't worry about your perception of the rejection that you think you may get. Just do it and push through it. Like I've been saying for everything, just push through. And so yesterday
Love
with
that.
everyone, with the energy there, I felt more, I guess, comfortable with the push through part, because I'm seeing everyone having the same kind of startup issues I was having, except Ryan. I think Ryan's phone started ringing like at 9:03. But in my phone, I don't even think my phone really rang until maybe 10, 11 o'clock. And that was somebody returning their phone call because they saw they missed my call. But after that, the momentum just started. People just started being more open to answering my questions. I think they were excited about the opportunity to register for an event, and there's nothing I have to do. The information is not going past Lorinda, and so they were more engaging. Like you said, giving up everything in the kitchen sink. So I really enjoyed that part.
That's awesome. Thank you for being a part of it. How about you, Markia?
For yesterday and just being in the environment. Thankful for that you all gave us a push to get comfortable. So it was a really good experience.
Awesome. Can you see yourself doing it again, personally?
Yeah, sure. I definitely want to potentially do something maybe every month, even if it's small. Something for St. Patty's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day coming up, get some sponsors. So yeah, definitely a lot of different ideas. And this morning I got up and I set up a little board right here. I don't know if you can see it. I think everything's blurred, but set up a little board just to kind of get my to-do list and everything going. So I am excited.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I love
It's
that
a visual
outfit, by the
to-do
way.
list.
I have one more ad. Markia,
Okay.
I enjoyed
Yeah,
your
go ahead,
event
Lauren.
last night. You ladies were wonderful, very engaging. You answered the questions. I like more of your talk show, it's kind of like a talk show host setup. So I thought it was really good last night.
Thank you so much for
Yeah. Can you just make a quick comment about what that was all about, Markia? And
Sure.
what type of, what that experience was like?
So I partnered with a girl I went to college with. Her name is Jordan Cobb, and she is a property manager within she has a CAM license, so she's a property manager, but she branched out and actually opened up her own consultation, HOA consultation. So like if you as a realtor don't really want to go through the bylaws and covenants, she can kind of review it for you, give you a one-page synopsis so that you can get back to your clients, just to kind of add some value to you being an agent, and so that your clients can understand exactly what they're buying into and the importance of what a HOA is versus, okay, I'm buying into a HOA. I know I got to pay this monthly fees, but not really understanding, like if you have a semi truck or a fence or, parking spaces. So just really giving you the details for stuff that we don't want to read. So it kind of worked good for both,
And
agents.
And your client who likely also doesn't want to read it, yet will be subject to its restrictions, ought to be familiar with, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
So it was really
Thank you
good. I
for
think
mentioning that.
a really good.
It's just another way that you guys can share audiences with one another, right? So let's say you have a life insurance agent or a property and casualty insurance agent or a lender or whoever, right? These are just you can do, kind of share your expertise for the phase of kind of the transaction, and the other person can do the same thing. And instead of just showing it to your audience, now you have exposure to all these other people as well. And so Markia can go now, and let's say there were 10 people on the call that her friend brought, now they can go into Marquia's database. And now they've also gotten a chance to see her in a place of authority, sharing her expertise, right?
Correct.
Great work. Great work. All right. Hey, how about you?
One
What are you
thing
grateful
right
for
quick.
today?
One thing right quick. I call that taking one action and having it serve multiple purposes. So for instance, while you're learning and you're not an expert in things, you can be the reporter and have the expert in their field on. You're learning about their field, you're marketing, you're growing your database, like Bill said, exponentially. And it's just a great use of your time. It's very productive.
Yeah, whenever you are in front of people, you are a person of authority. And when you are a person of authority, whatever you say is heard differently, right? Thank you for adding that. Jenny, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to sound like everybody else, but I do really appreciate the PC group and support from everybody. And I enjoyed yesterday. It was a really good experience. So grateful for the people that I added to my database.
Beautiful. Beautiful. By the way, now's a good time. You could go in and say, hey, missed you yesterday. I'm sure you got tied up. I just wanted to, reach out and say hello. And, one of the goals from yesterday was to gather people's birthdays. And I really want to make a point of celebrating people's birthdays in 2022. And I just wanted to collect yours, right? Or something like that. So it's not like the contest is over. We're not giving any more prizes, but that you could still use this event to, as kind of a reason, so to speak, to get whatever data you're trying to get. Terry, it was so good to see you yesterday. Tell us what the experience was like for you. What are you grateful for?
For the experience?
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about.
I'm grateful that my car made it there and back safely. I'm grateful just for the experience, for being in the office, being around all the agents, feeling the professional energy. I'm grateful for the learning experience, just being like a fly on the wall, listening to everybody else's conversations. I'm grateful for you guys for putting it on, for the possibility that it could happen again. I'm also trying to make a video to send out, so it's all good.
Well, just so we're clear, I did about 1%, and Candace did about 99%. So I appreciate all the thank yous, but pretty much all the effort was Candace. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that.
Thank you, Candace.
Yes, thank you, Candace. Not only did she put a fabulous event, but she got food at the right time, was present all the time, saved the wheel at the last minute when it almost wanted to go out.
Right.
So thank you to both. Yes.
My halo just slipped.
Yes. I don't think I've ever heard that line. I like that.
You do.
Tracy, what was it like for you, Tracy?
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, well, that's a vague response. So I'm going to ask you for some more detail. Can you tell me more about what amazing means to you, please?
It was good. It's so I've done things like that before, right? And it has always been like a group thing, and I do know you get out of it what you put into it. And you have to go in with it, just like having fun and not taking it too serious, because typically what you think you're going to get out of it is usually not that, So I sent out on my Facebook, I know it's like a numbers game. So I sent out like 100. I did a private invite event, and I sent it out to 100 Facebook people. And I'm not big on Facebook. I'm more of that Instagram person. Okay. So I had 8 people on Facebook said, oh, yeah, I'm going to call. None of those people called. And I kind of figured I would probably get one of those people to call in. So yesterday
Call them
morning,
today now.
huh? Oh, what
Call
was
them
it?
today.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I talked to some of them last night, actually. So on Instagram yesterday morning when I got in there, I was like, okay, I don't think this is gonna, these 97 people, 100 people are not gonna call in. So let me just throw something out there on Instagram on my story. And it was just funny how people was like, okay, I'm in, okay, like in that last like 8:55, I kind of put up that story. So you just got to have fun with it. Don't take it too serious. Just have fun with it. That's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know.
Who did I miss? Who's Galaxy 8 Note or Galaxy Note 8?
Jaleesa.
All right, Jaleesa, I'm going to show you how to put your name up there. All right, tell us what it was like for you.
Bill, it's Leslie.
Oh, Leslie. Okay. Leslie, what was it like for you yesterday?
Well, actually, it was quite amazing. I got a lot out of it, and I know we've heard amazing a lot, but the thing is that the camaraderie between the agents was awesome. Everybody helped me. I was not prepared, but I got a lot out of it with the numbers that I got, and I actually called the person that is looking forward to selling his condo in Hateville, and we are gonna meet this weekend.
Beautiful. Woo-hoo. Beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing.
And Ebony, I have to say, Ebony Eccles, when I tell you that girl can pull you out of a hole, she is so awesome. I just love my relationship with her. And Candace, I love the fact that you are always encouraging and you're always pushing me to get it done. And I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yeah. No offense to any of y'all. Ebony's one of my favorites. Y'all are all one of my favorites. Ebony's near that top of that list. I really like her. Okay, who do we miss? Did we miss anyone? All right. Neha, we had a big event yesterday. So we had a bunch of people call in, and we called out a bunch of people and gave some awards out for a reverse bold 100. So hopefully you'll be able to participate in the next version of it. My goal for today was kind of just to be a recap of our efforts yesterday. And one of the things that we've heard from Aubrey and from Robin and from many others, of course, is how do we take what we learned and what we experienced and put it into action? So what is the action step that we are committed to based on how we felt yesterday and what we received yesterday? How do we put that into action where it's something that we are fully confident that we can commit to for forever, for our business, right? Maybe it's not a bold 100 every month with prizes, but what is it? Like, could it be like one of the things I suggested yesterday where, hey, I'm going to send a gratitude text to somebody every day or a couple people every day, right? Can we now add something to our kind of repertoire and to our routine so that we can kind of get this feeling every day? What would that look like? And who has some ideas?
Well, I'll start because I've been thinking a lot about how to, the thing is, whenever you do an action, when you make an effort, you want to leverage it, right? You want to make sure that it's not just a one-off, that you're building on top of it. So how can you build on this? Well, follow-up is going to be pretty important. And then how can you set up the people that you've talked to always think of you as first a realtor and always as contributing and giving back something good, right? I'm saying right a lot this morning. So that's the way that I think I'm thinking about this. And one of the things I thought is, part of our jobs as leaders is to create opportunities for others. So how can we create opportunities for people in our database? For instance, and you have to get to know your database in order to do that. Could you host something for someone who's in a certain kind of business with your sponsors, of course? Could you go to them and say, for every 10 people that buy a thing, I'll sponsor the next person that buys a cup of coffee. how can you dig into your database and really provide value for them? That's where my mind was going. And then I was also thinking St. Patty's Day, Luck of the Irish. Of course, that's either a pop by or a draw. Maybe I've seen people give lottery tickets for St. Patty's Day, you know, and saying, wishing you the luck of the Irish as a pop by. That's where my mind is going.
Yeah. You know, one thing, okay, yeah, I'm gonna say that in a little while. Okay, who else? Mike.
I was really impressed by Jonathan yesterday. He really, you know, led me to believe that there's a lot of opportunity to do business with him, and I'm excited about scheduling a time to meet with him and get to know him. And I mean, he was talking about the things that he does for people's open houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a couple of those coming up, and who knows, maybe we could work together on that. But just his attitude toward marketing is really just exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting to know that guy. I think if there's one action step that I've definitely committed to myself to is to get to know that guy and
Love
see
that.
what we can do together.
Love that. One thing I was gonna, was that Candace, was that you?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the people that I know who have called him have real life opportunities from him, real life like opportunities to help a business owner buy a home, help certain people find commercial offices because their company's no longer sponsoring them. So he's the real deal. And he does, I don't know that he's read the 7 levels of communication, but he's mastered it because he is always trying to create opportunities for people and hooking people up and connecting people in his database with new people. And it's just, it's like he's a master at that. It's the most amazing thing I've seen in action.
You know, one thing I was writing down some goals for our team a couple months ago, and one of the things that I put on there was that I wanted to get. I said I want to get 25 referrals, or I want to receive 25 referrals. And then, of course, what we're taught is after we identify what our goal is, we're supposed to essentially say, well, what are we going to put into place in order to increase the likelihood that that's going to happen, right? And I looked at that and said, well, I'm not really sure what I can do outside of what I'm doing to, quote, get more referrals. And so it came to me that that's actually, I think, the wrong goal. I think the right goal was maybe to give 25 referrals. And then when I'm taking care of my people and they know that I am sincere and genuine and interested, and the giving part is a part of my plan, then I'll probably end up with way more than 25 referrals because I'm going to give them instead. And I can't, like, it's about control, remember? So let's say Sunday night, I say, hey, I want to get 1 referral this week. Okay, well, what are you going to do in order to get 1 referral? You're going to sit around and hope that it comes in, right? You don't have any control over that. But what you do have control over is how many you're going to give. So maybe your goal is to give a referral a day or a certain amount of referrals per week, right? And you learn how to be just an incredible connector, right? And vouch for other people and their goals and their dreams and their businesses and their sales and all that. And before you know it, you're getting exposure, to a lot of different people's networks and databases, et cetera.
I like it.
Yes, Phil, I want to say something. Okay, so I want to tag along on your statement of the connector because I think that really is key. Like, let me just give you a brief story about a friend of mine just to illustrate it. But she is a connector. I tell her that that's in her nature. And what happens to her, she comes from what you said, the giving part, right? The contribution. And because she does it from the heart, right? Without any expectation right? That she's going to get something. She has connected so many people. And in return, it's like the principle, the law of, that it comes back to you, it's
The law of
activated. And
reciprocity.
reciprocity, thank you so much. That's exactly the word that I was looking for. And it's activated, and therefore she is in the middle of all the happening. So like you said, Bill, right? If you give somebody, the reason why giving is, in my opinion, giving is more blessed than receiving. It's not because receiving is bad, right? Because we all, like you said, I want the referrals, but what can I do about it? But it is because it activates that law, the reciprocity. And so you give, you're giving to somebody, and at the same time, that person feels like they're in debt to you. You did something nice for them, and all they want to do is to say, how can I help you? And it's natural. So I think that I love that as a referral base. It's relational, and it just relieves us from the pressure that sometimes we feel that we have to get this from somebody. It is about giving, and then it'll come to us. So fabulous comment, Bill.
Beautiful. Marquia, it looked like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because yesterday, I really had a lot of referrals. Like 2 people sent me like 14 people. So I made it my business to make sure that I called them afterwards to let them know, like, hey, you didn't win, but you're a winner in my books. And so I offer them, ask them where they wanted $50 gift cards to. And so I send those virtually, just because I'm grateful for how many people they sent that I just didn't know that I was able to add to my database. So it's definitely important, especially when you start receiving those referrals, to just surprise and delight, even though, they didn't win one of the prizes, but I wanted to make sure that I recognized what they were doing.
Wow. Watch out, y'all. She's going to be on stage real soon.
I know, she is, oh my God, powerhouse, that lady.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, what other action steps or what other commitments are you willing to make to kind of maintain that momentum and keep that going strong in your business? Even little stuff, right?
For me, to start off, the 19 people that I did speak with yesterday will get a card probably Saturday. Get the thank you card. Thanks for taking my call, kind of catch up call. And then going from there, the referrals that they sent, reaching out to those between today and tomorrow, just to introduce myself and let them know that how I got their information. And then every week going forward, notes and video texts for starters.
Okay,
That's
wait,
Lorena.
a little bit more detailed. Notes and video text. What does that exactly mean?
So
like,
doing the handwritten notes of hello, instead of doing the care calls, or as a compliment to the care calls, sending out a little notice saying, hi, how you doing? How's life going? How's things been? Would you like to catch up for coffee? That in the note. And then with the video text is something similar, just saying, hi, been thinking about you. I'm grateful for you. It depends on what the mood is when I start, but something similar to all of that. Was that
beautiful?
Okay.
Yeah. I think my recommendation on that would be, I'm just naturally a numbers person, so I would say, like, how do you know that you have achieved that, so to speak? Like, is it 1 video text a day for you to feel like you did it, or do you have to send 5, or is it a certain like it's kind of, in some ways, it's kind of saying, like, I want to lose weight, right? If you lose 1 pound, you've technically lost weight, but that probably wasn't your goal, right? So try to put a little bit more to it.
Okay, so you're right. I didn't complete the number count. So I did say 19 for this week, because that's how many I had yesterday, and then the 7 referrals. So that's 19 and 7. But going forward, between 5 and 10 would be the count, unless you need me to say 8 every day.
Me personally, I would say 8 every day.
He does. 8.02.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was made this way. That's just.
I love it.
I got
No
nothing
worries.
to say.
Bill, that helps us all be
But it's
intentional.
true.
So it helps with us being intentional. So no worries.
There you go. All right, beautiful. Okay, anyone else want to share a commitment that they have in mind, something that they are now, that is absolutely going to happen in their business? Well, I just want to say one thing before we move on from you, Lorinda. You just said I got 9 referrals or 7 referrals or something yesterday. I mean, how cool is that? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that was.
I mean, you got 8 or 9 referrals. How many did you get? 8 or 9?
It was 7.
7. You got
Mhm.
7 referrals yesterday. 7 people thought highly enough of you to make an introduction, right? If you were to help those 7 families transact, I mean, that could be upwards of $100,000 from one day's worth of, well, let me take that back. It feels like one day's of effort, but you didn't earn that relationship over the course of one day. So I don't mean to minimize that, but one day of like just really focusing, and you could potentially make $100,000. Isn't that nuts?
Easy things.
It's amazing. Okay, who else wants to share something? Anyone dying to talk?
I'll share, Bill. We made some videos after, afterwards, kind of like just to thank people. And I'm thinking kind of like if we record videos and kind of put it out there for what our next steps are, I feel like it will hold us accountable for what we would like to do versus just saying it. So like if we record a video and post it and say we're going to do something for St. Patty's Day, then it's like you're going to do it. And so I think it's important for us to build those relationships, especially with different vendors, so that we're not, have to think in our mind that we're going to be the ones that's going to be responsible for it. Like I plan on maybe, building a lot of connections to try to see exactly who would like to collaborate on a lot of these things. Like even if it's a dinner for 2, seeing what restaurants would prefer to do it. But like I said, putting the video out in advance to hold myself accountable, and also that viewers and all that stuff can hold me accountable as well. So.
Yeah, and I also like, it kind of coincides with the idea of sharing your goals to some degree, right? I have a goal this month to share, to make 5 referrals, right? So if you're looking to grow your business, or you're looking for an introduction to an ideal client, please reach out to me so I can learn exactly what you're looking for, because I'm on the phone with home buyers and home sellers all day. I'm on the phone with your community members all day. So there's a very good chance that I'm going to find the person you're looking for. So if you can let me know who that is, then I'll be working every day to help make that connection. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of the inverse of what you would expect me to say. Hey, I'm in a contest. I want 5 referrals. That's kind of the sort of the opposite of what I think we should do. It's, hey, I want to give 5 referrals this month. Who are you looking for? Right? You're looking for a handyman, you're looking for a painter, you're looking for an insurance person, you're looking for a landscaper. Who are you looking for? I want to introduce you to the people I know. I got a big network, it's growing every day. Make sense? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's do
Bill, I'd like to say something right quick.
Yeah.
And on that note, our sponsors from yesterday, for instance, especially our big sponsors, O'Kelly and Sorahan and Shelter, when we talk to the people that we're talking to from that were added to our database from yesterday, it would be nice to hook them up with these sponsors to say thank you, to give them referrals, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Is they're not attempting to buy your business, yet they are making contributions, and we have the ability to also make contributions. Just leave it at that, right? I think that it probably goes without saying that they have earned our trust from a professional standpoint to do great business and at a reasonable price. And I think they would be honored to help those that you made communication with yesterday. Cool. Okay, tomorrow, what I'd like to do is focus on a little bit of family reunion recap. Who was who spent some time in the digital family reunion? Anyone? Okay, so what I'd like to do tomorrow is give you guys a forum to share some of the things you learned, and I can do the same, obviously, and give us all an opportunity to kind of soak up some of the lessons and incorporate those into our businesses. Okay, so just a final thank you to everyone that participated yesterday. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to watch you guys develop your skills and your confidence, and help those that need help around us. Remember, there's I have full confidence that you guys took this to heart yesterday, which is, if you know people and you love them, or even if you kind of like them, if they go out into the world and try to find a real estate agent, there's a good chance they'll find a bad one. And if you don't want that to happen, then you need to call them so they know who to call when they need help. Right. The stats came out. Gary shared over the weekend, and I think it's 84% of sellers now will hire the very first agent that they meet. Okay, it used to be 70, 72. Now it's 84. So the consumers aren't going, generally speaking, they're not going and interviewing 10 agents. If you're a nice person and you come from contribution and you're sincere, 84% of the chance, as long as you were the first one in the door, you got the gig. So what does that tell us? We just need to be the first person more often. Right?
Yep.
Make sense?
Sure does.
All right, you guys, make sure you capitalize on all the momentum from yesterday. Touch all those people, reconnect with all the referrals that you got, and make sure you express the gratitude to everyone that participated. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.